the Australian Greens have pledged to abolish all public school fees, accusing the major political parties of unfairly shifting financial burdens onto families already grappling with the soaring cost of living. A stark analysis of the latest data from the Australian Curriculum, Assessment and Reporting Authority, ACARA, exclusively provided to Guardian Australia by the Greens, reveals a dramatic surge in parental expenditure on public school fees and contributions. The average amount paid per family leaped from $409 in 2022 to $465 in 2023, a significant 14% increase, translating to a nationwide total of $1.2 billion. This substantial rise follows an equally alarming 20.5% increase between 2021 and 2022, with the average parental contribution in 2021 standing at $337. These figures paint a concerning picture of the escalating financial pressure on Australian families, particularly those struggling to make ends meet in the current economic climate. The sharp increase in fees highlights a growing disparity in access to quality public education. While the government touts its commitment to education, the reality for many families is one of increasing financial strain. The escalating costs necessitate a critical examination of the funding mechanisms in place and the efficacy of government policies aimed at supporting public schools. The sheer magnitude of the rise, representing a billion-dollar increase in a single year, underscores the urgency of addressing this issue. The situation is further complicated by the fact that many schools rely heavily on these voluntary contributions to fund essential resources and programs that are not adequately covered by government funding. This reliance on parental contributions creates an inequitable system where families with greater financial resources can provide their children with a richer educational experience, while those with limited means are left struggling to keep up. The federal government's approach to school funding has also come under scrutiny. Education Minister Jason Clare has secured agreements with all states and territories, excluding New South Wales and Queensland, to achieve full federal school funding within a decade. This initiative represents a significant step towards addressing long-standing funding inequities across the nation. A crucial element of this plan involves the elimination of a 4% loophole that previously permitted jurisdictions to allocate their federal funding share to non-school-related expenditures, such as capital depreciation. This loophole has been a source of considerable controversy, with critics arguing that it diverted funds away from core educational priorities. While the minister's efforts to secure full funding represent progress, the ongoing increase in parental fees suggests that these reforms have yet to adequately address the core issue of ensuring equitable and affordable access to public education for all Australian children. Green's spokesperson on primary and secondary education, Penny Allmanpain, has been highly critical of the current state of affairs, arguing that the continuous rise in public school fees is unacceptable. Allmanpain asserts that public schools should be entirely free, eliminating the financial burden on families. She emphasizes the growing disparity between government rhetoric and the lived realities of families forced to dig deeper and deeper into their savings to meet these escalating costs. Moreover, she highlights the disheartening situation faced by many teachers who often resort to supplementing their own incomes to provide essential classroom resources, a clear indication of the inadequate level of government funding currently allocated to public schools. This underscores a system where both families and educators are bearing an undue financial strain, while the government's commitment to fully funded schools remains a long-term aspiration rather than an immediate reality. The Greens' proposal for fee abolition directly challenges the existing funding model, advocating for a complete shift towards a publicly funded system that eliminates the financial barriers to accessing quality public education. Their stance highlights the need for a more robust and equitable approach to school funding, ensuring that all children have equal opportunities, regardless of their family's financial circumstances. The increasing pressure on both parents and teachers necessitates an immediate reassessment of current policies and a commitment to long-term systemic reform. The urgency of the situation demands immediate action from both the federal government and state-level authorities to address this pressing issue and ensure that all Australian children receive the quality public education they deserve, free from the burden of escalating fees.